I just don't have anything more to share. It is under investigation by the Secret Service. This is in their purview, and so we're going to allow certainly the investigation to continue, and we have confidence that the Secret Service will get to the bottom of this. Go ahead. Well, I just said that we have confidence that the Secret Service is going to get to the bottom of this. As you all know, we have confidence that they will get to the bottom of this. Let's see exactly what occurred and what happened. They're going to get to the bottom of this, they meaning the Secret Service. Let's let the Secret Service do their job, which we believe, and have all the confidence that they will get to the bottom of this. It is under investigation. We're going to get to the bottom to exactly what happened. The Secret Service will, not us, and they are going to investigate and get to the bottom of what happened this weekend. There is investigation. They're going to get to the bottom of this. Let the Secret Service do their job. It's under their purview. We are confident that they'll get to the bottom of it. I'm just not going to get ahead of this right this time. They will have more specifics down the road. Let's let the Secret Service get to the bottom of this. They'll have hopefully more information, and we have confidence that they will be able to figure this all out. So I'm going to give them the space to do that. This is being investigated. It's under the purview of the Secret Service. We're going to let them get to the bottom of this and see what happened. I'm just not going to get ahead of it. Secret Service is getting to the bottom of it, and that's what matters, and it's under their purview. The President thinks it's very important to get to the bottom of this. That's why Secret Service, which is under their purview, is looking into this. So the President thinks it is incredibly important to get to the bottom of it.
So if they don't get to the bottom of it, as you're saying, would the President be satisfied with, sir, this is a busy room and we found some cocaine, we don't know who brought it?
Can you give any more details on where the Secret Service found cocaine in the West Wing and how it got there?
So, as you know, this is under the purview of the Secret Service. They are currently investigating what happened over the weekend, so I would have to refer you to the Secret Service on all of this. But one thing that I can share, that I'll share a little bit more information. As you know, the President and the First Lady and their family were not here this weekend, as you all reported on this, and as you also know that they left on Friday and returned just yesterday. Where this was discovered is a heavily traveled area where many White House, West Wing, I should be even more specific, West Wing visitors come through this particular area. I just don't have anything more to share. It is under investigation by the Secret Service. This is in their purview, and so we're going to allow certainly the investigation to continue, and we have confidence that the Secret Service will get to the bottom of this. Go ahead.
Has the President said, hey, let's get to the bottom of what happened here?
Well, I just said that we have confidence that the Secret Service is going to get to the bottom of this. As you all know, the President follows all the reporting here, and he certainly was briefed by his staff on everything that we know so far, but the Secret Service is investigating what happened over the weekend. We have confidence that they will get to the bottom of this. Okay.
Thanks, Karine. Just two quick follow-ups. You said the President has been briefed on the cocaine that was found at the White House. Is the White House conducting its own internal investigation?
This is something that's under the purview of the Secret Service. They're the ones who handle this investigation, so it lives in their purview, in their world.
And then just a quick follow-up on this type of tour. Can you explain to the American people who would have access to the West Wing on this type of tour and what kind of protocols are in place?
So look, when it comes to security protocol, that's something that the Secret Service certainly is going to handle, and so that is a question for them. When it comes to visitors to the West Wing, they come for many reasons. Obviously, we do have West Wing tours that occur here on campus. They happen in this particular past couple of days. They happen on Friday, they happen on Saturday and Sunday. The times that they do not happen is when there's a federal holiday, like yesterday there was not a West Wing tour, and also when there's a large White House event. So I don't have anything more to share on the particulars. Again, when it comes to security, when it comes to anything of those types of protocols, it is something that Secret Service handles.
I wonder if the cocaine episode has prompted the White House to ask the Secret Service to review its security protocol for visitors coming in.
So let them do their investigation. Again, this is under their purview. Let's see exactly what occurred and what happened. They're going to get to the bottom of this. They meaning the Secret Service. Not going to get ahead of any changes in protocol or anything like that. Let's let the Secret Service do their job, which we believe, and have all the confidence that they will get to the bottom of this.
This episode kind of shines a light on the fact that you can bring in illegal substances into the White House. So what's preventing a visitor from bringing in anthrax or something that's not magnetic into the White House?
No, look, I totally understand the question, but it is under investigation. We're going to get to the bottom to exactly what happened. The Secret Service will, not us. And so we're going to let the Secret Service do their job. I'm just not going to get ahead of if or whens or changes. We just have to let the Secret Service do their job, which they are. You're welcome. Okay.
Thanks, Karine. Can you just tell us how the White House is assisting the Secret Service with this investigation? Have you made any White House officials available for interviews with law enforcement, for example?
Well, look, we're not assisting in anything. This is under the Secret Service purview. This is their kind of guidance and guideline, their world, and so we're going to let them do their job. We are not involved in this. This is something that the Secret Service handles under their protocol, and they are going to investigate and get to the bottom of what happened this weekend, and we appreciate that.
And you noted that this is an area where visitors on tour groups often pass by, so is that the working theory right now, that it was likely a visitor, and are you confident that this was not a White House staff?
So there is investigation. They're going to get to the bottom of this. What I wanted to be very clear is that this is a heavily traveled, to be more accurate, area of the campus of the White House, and it is where visitors to the West Wing come through. This is the part part where they come through when it comes to coming through the West Wing. I just don't have anything else. I'm not going to speculate on who it was, but just wanted to make that very clear and give you all a little bit more information. I believe the Secret Service is also sharing this as well.
And then just one, again, on the discovery of cocaine. Are there concerns that an illicit substance was brought into the White House and not detected by security? Obviously, every guest that enters the White House goes through airport-like security. I'm wondering if just generally if there's concerns about the ability for someone to...
So let's let the Secret Service do their investigation. Again, this is under their purview. They're going to look into all the things of what happened over the weekend. I just don't want to get ahead of that. Clearly, the Secret Service is in charge of security on campus, and so I would really refer you to them on this.
Yeah, thank you. If the Secret Service determines who brought the cocaine into the White House, does the White House support the prosecution of this individual?
I'm just not going to get into hypotheticals from here. Let the Secret Service do their job. It's under their purview. We are confident that they'll get to the bottom of it. I'm just not going to get ahead of this right this time. Okay.
So Secret Service officials are actually cautioning that they might not find the person involved because it is such a busy thoroughfare. So if they don't get to the bottom of it, as you're saying, would the president be satisfied with, sir, this is a busy room and we found some cocaine. We don't know who brought it.
So let's see what the Secret Service says, right? Again, this is under investigation. Don't want to get into hypotheticals while investigation is going on and is happening at this time. Just not going to get ahead of it. Let Secret Service do their job.
And if I work anywhere on the complex, what is the process like for me if I want to bring? Can you just lay out, to the extent that you can, the process for, if I want to bring in family or friends as somebody who works here? Do I go to somebody in the White House? Do I go immediately to the Secret Service and say that I want to do this? Like, how does that work?
So there's a specific process. I'm happy to share that with you. I want to make sure I get it right, so I'm not certainly going to lay that out right at this time. But there is a process, as one of your colleagues mentioned. Everybody does go through a process to come on campus. They do get vetted. They go through a security process. As it relates to the security piece of it, I would have to refer you to Secret Service. But certainly, someone from my team can certainly lay out. I think some of you may understand this process, as some of you may not have hard pass, and you know how this all works. But just not. I just want to make sure I get this right. So I'm happy to share that with you after the briefing.
Can you just clarify for us where exactly inside the West Wing the substance was discovered?
I'm not going to get into specifics. All I can say is when people visit the West Wing, there is the area of the West Wing where it is highly traveled, and that is what happens. People come through this particular area. It's highly traveled. I'm just not going to get into specifics. I'm not going to get into not going to get ahead of the Secret Service, and so I'll let them speak to that.
There are a couple of primary entrances into the West Wing. There's the one with which we're all familiar, right outside the driveway where the Marine stands when the president's in the West Wing, and there's another entrance off West Executive Avenue. Can you explain which entrance we're talking about?
I'm going to let the Secret Service speak to that.
Can you explain why you can't explain it? I mean, you described it as a heavily traveled area.
That's what I'm just saying what the Secret Service said. We got this from the Secret Service. I'm sharing a little bit more with you from here, but again, it's under their purview. It's under investigation. They will have more specifics down the road as they are looking into this. We are confident that they will get to the bottom of this, and so I'm just going to leave it to them.
The substance was discovered late on Sunday. What's the latest staff-led tours that happened in the West Wing on a Sunday?
I don't have the specific on how late the staff-led tours go, but I can tell you that there was one on Friday, there was one on Saturday, there was one on Sunday. The times that there are not any West Wing tours is when there is a federal holiday, like yesterday, or a large White House event. I just don't have the specifics. Let's let the Secret Service get to the bottom of this. They'll have hopefully more information, and we have confidence that they will be able to figure this all out. So I'm going to give them the space to do that. Okay, then
excuse me, as you've now been referring multiple times to this investigation and to the White House's confidence that they will get to the bottom of it, I'm wondering if you could be a bit clearer about what exactly the scope and mission of the investigation is and what exactly getting to the bottom of it means. Is this simply a fact-finding mission to determine whether potential security protocols were either insufficient or violated in this case, or is this with an eye towards potential criminal prosecution of an individual who's bringing a banned substance into the West Wing, and would there then be consequences either for that individual or if they were a guest of a White House staff or that staff?
So look, the second part of your question is like speculation, and I'm just not going to get into speculation from here. What I can say is that, again, Secret Service is looking into this. They're looking into what happened over the weekend. I'm just not going to jump into speculation as to what their investigation will find and what we will do or what will happen. Just not going to get into speculation from here. Okay.
Will any White House staffers be undergoing drug testing as part of this investigation?
So as you know, again, this is under the purview of the Secret Service, but a couple of things that I would add is that White House is subject to rigorous guidelines that include drug testing, and so we will take any action that is appropriate and warranted pending the outcome of the Secret Service. Just not going to get into hypotheticals from here, but this is something that when it comes to drug testing, certainly we take that very seriously, and so there are indeed rigorous guidelines here at the White House.
Just lastly, on the cocaine that was found, following up on Tyler's question, one thing that you're not expressing is concern over the fact that this was found on the property, and I guess I'm wondering how expressing concern would somehow get ahead of a Secret Service investigation.
I think this is being investigated. It's under the purview of the Secret Service. We're going to let them get to the bottom of this and see what happened. I'm just not going to get ahead of it.
How determined is the president to get to the bottom of who brought illegal drugs into the White House?
Secret Service is getting to the bottom of it, and that's what matters, and it's under their purview.
But the question was, how determined is the president?
The president thinks it's very important to get to the bottom of this. That's why Secret Service, which is under their purview, is looking into this, and they're going to look into what happened this weekend. So the president thinks it is incredibly important to get to the bottom of it.